Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? We are starting today's episode in the Nether because I need some Nether quartz. Because if you guys remember last episode, we realized there is a slight problem with the AE2. So we need to switch to refined storage, and I need quartz for silicon. I'm back from the Nether and I just wanted to show you something. This is our unobtainium furnace, right? So I put everything inside and see what happens. It's gone. See how fast I'm making processors and silicon. I never thought in my life that I'm going to start making refined storage using AE2. But here is a controller. Oops, lag spike. That's for the achievements. A drive and the crafting grid. That's it. That literally took like 2 minutes. So now the main question is, how much storage can we have? You do need a lot of basic processors, I'm not gonna lie to you. Or maybe you should not make storage parts in bulk. So that is 1564K, and I think yes, there is extra disk, so we can make 256K, and we can upgrade it to 1024. That is 1 million items. So now I have to start emptying AE2. Ladies and gentlemen, I have emptied our AE2 system, and everything is now inside this refined storage system, which I just broke. I didn't do everything manually. I used one of these elite importers so that I can import the items into the system because we had like 20,000 copper. A very small thing is that I have been checking you cannot place down the grids vertically. So we kind of need to hide them in the wall. This is just a fluid grid, it's not very important. But the lag is gone. Maybe it was AE2. Anyways, 1 million items seems to be a lot, but you might notice that it's already 16% full. But moving on, we are going to start connecting our base. So we're going to need a few network receivers and a few network transmitters. So this might sound a bit stupid, and yes, we do have a blood moon, but trust me, it's going to make sense after a few episodes. This is on top of our hostile neural network mob farm, and what we're going to do is that we're going to have the controller for the refined storage over here. Yes, it does need power. And then we're going to have the network transmitters on either side. You know, I'm just trying to hide the cables, that's it. Apparently we can use facades now. Interesting. But you do notice the color difference. It's fine, maybe it's because of the blood moon. So now, at our own base, we don't really have a controller. Instead, we're going to have a network receiver like so. We just link the network card. Yep, and you know, put it in a transmitter. So now, do we have a network here? Oh no, you need power. Oh, you don't need power, you need a connection. Yes, we have access. So you, my dearest friend, you go over there and I'm going to transfer the disk drive to downstairs. Something like this should work fine. And perfect, we have access to everything. So for the moment, let us get 5 more drives. And for a teeny tiny bit of auto crafting, maybe a few crafters. Well, not a few, exactly 12. Did you know that a netherite crafter requires 4 blocks of netherite? That's crazy. We go with diamonds, I guess. And I do need to make a few more for the other side. But something like this should take care of our needs for the immediate future. Aha, so I have cleaned up the place a bit, but just a bit. And I have started auto crafting, and don't you worry, the first pattern was for a pattern. And I can actually prove it to you. Down here we have our temporary auto crafting area, and yes, the pattern is the first one. And I have also brought down the furnace so that we can craft the processors. So we do have a certain measure of auto crafting, and I guess we should be able to make a 496 storage part. Ew, well that is a lot of quartz. And that is a lot of storage. Well, let us take some food, my magnet, and we go to the nether. I'll be right back. And I'm back. We have almost 5,000 quartz. So can I get a 496? Ooh, again. It's fine, I was just missing a pattern. We have all the ingredients. Also, refined storage seems to be incredibly fast. I forgot to make a crafting monitor, but it's very fast. Oh, we need some speed upgrades for the furnace, because it's putting the items one by one and it's a huge waste of my investment in the furnace. Not the best. Okay, the furnace is done. And yeah, we have 4 million more storage. I don't have to worry about storage for a very long time. So I just noticed a horrifying problem. We set up the production of plastic last episode and we have 7. Well, one reason for that was I forgot to chunk load it. The second reason is a bit more important. Once the acacia log is stripped, production goes down to 3 millibuckets, which is not good. That's a horrible mechanic, you can't even break this. But anyways, we are at least trying to make some upgrades. I'm not really sure if it's going to help, but anything helps. Oh, you didn't need the speed tier 1. That was a waste of latex. So I can just install the tier 2. Okay, I made half a stack. So you can't even chunk load this, because if you chunk load it, the block placer is no longer going to place down blocks. Although, we should be able to make a party, and I guess change everything to public. So if I claim the chunk and break this block, are you going to place one? No. Yes. Just in case you're wondering, you just go to my team and then you go to settings and you can change the configs. Moving on, you might notice that I'm naked because if I wear my boots and go near lava, that happens. And the reason that I need to play around with lava is cobblestone generation. So there is something that I always wanted to do, and we're going to attempt it. We are going to try and automate cobbleworks using Ars Nouveau. So there is a spell called gravity. If you fire it at a block, it's going to fall down like sand. Like so. There is another spell which is very interesting. It's called crush. So that is cobblestone. Now it's gravel. And it falls. And of course, if you crush gravel one more time, you just get sand. So we don't really have to stand there and cast the spell ourselves, we can automate it using turrets. Which I have just realized I made the wrong turret. These are enhanced spell turrets and they're going to be more efficient with source. But what I wanted to make was timer spell turrets. You know, if you right click or left click, you can change the timer on them. I have made a few parchments. If we place them down on the scribe's table, select the spell that we want, for example crush, and then sneak and right click, it is going to copy the spell to the parchment. Projectile crush. So the way that it works is pretty simple. You just need to have some source, then you need the turret. We're gonna set it to 3 seconds. You can lock it with your domination wand, you know, so that you don't change the timer. You give it the parchment, and it's going to fire it every 3 seconds. So if I put cobblestone, it's going to convert it into gravel and hopefully sand. Lovely. Doesn't consume that much source. That's good. And yeah, obviously you cannot crush grass. And yeah, at first I was really confused because in 1.16 in Enigmatica 6, if you guys remember, you could not give the parchment to the turret. You had to put it inside a barrel or a chest and put it next to the turret. Did I hear phantoms? Hello? Do they drop any kind of food that I can eat? Don't run away. I just want to eat you. No, they don't drop any food. In addition to Ars Nouveau, there's one more machine that I really want to use, which we tried it in FTB Revelation 1.12. And that is the Crusher from Railcraft. It does require a few gizmos. We're going to need brass. You can craft brass. Well, the gist of it is, it does require a bit of steel, and there is also one catch. Yeah, the wire spool. You have to make it inside something called a rolling machine, and since we don't have any power, we have to use the manual one. Wait, you can craft bronze. Why? So here is a rolling machine. We just put some copper in and we have to look at it. For some reason it works. If you don't look at it, it's not gonna work. It's a weird mechanic, I know. Actually, there seems to be a change in Railcraft. If you guys remember, Railcraft used to work with EU, but now it seems to work with RF. Oh. Okay, we have power then, because I was looking for a converter and anything that I could find was from GregTech. That's actually going to make everything super easy because the converter was also a multi-block. The reason that I love this crusher, which is also a multi-block, and it's 3x2x2 I think. Yep, we just provide it with some power. Ouch. This is the reason that I love this. Just wait for it. Yeah, that was it. The noise. It's amazing. So maybe we break the cobblestone, we crush the gravel, and then we just put some gravel inside here to get some sand. In this way, we are using everything that I wanted. And just before we start, I just wanted to make a very small clarification. We're not aiming for efficiency. It's just supposed to look cool and make cool noises. Otherwise, it's not efficient, I know. Aha, so we do have our cobblestone generator, there are 8 of them to be exact, and 2 crushers from Railcraft. And I just wanted to stress, you have no idea how inefficient this is going to be. But basically, my idea was that I'm going to use the conveyor belts from immersive engineering to break the blocks. You see? So that works fine if the block falls down straight, but sometimes that doesn't really happen. Well, that time it happened. Come on, dude. Fail. Please? I swear it was failing. What a jerk. Come on, dude. Fail one. Not a single one. Okay, this one fell down. Over here. So I'm not really sure how to deal with that, but we want it to fall down straight. Let's try this again with a few blocks down here. That seems to be fine, but that looks garbage. Actually, the problem is not to make it fall down straight because it's gravel, it's just gonna fall down straight. The problem is that when it breaks, it can fall off. A few copycat blocks seems to have solved it, I think. Yeah, it does work. I haven't seen any inconsistencies yet. Okay, maybe that's what we're going to do. I just want some conveyor belts, otherwise we can just make a vacuum hopper and call it a day. And yes, I'm making some machine frames. And yes, I have been talking about inefficiencies, and unfortunately the cobblestone generator is going to be faster than the crusher. So for something like sand, we need to have a buffer. There is a conveyor belt which extracts, yes, this one. Oh, you need hemp. It's fine, I can grow some hemp. This is extracting from the drawer and we can just add a void upgrade. Maybe I should turn it back to front. Yeah, I have added the turrets, all of them are set to crush for 5 seconds. And in between the cutscenes, I have also been preparing some source. You know, I just made a depositor source relay. It is going to fill in the unlinked source jars. Our biggest problem is actually going to be the production of source, that's it. But we're going to solve it, don't you worry. But just for testing purposes, if I put it here, is it gonna work? It has to be closer, I guess. Oh, how are you powering that one? If I put the jars somewhere around here, it can power everyone. That's fine. I like that. Well, actually, the crushing part seems to be working fine. We are getting sand, I guess, very slowly. But it's actually too fast, because I think this guy takes more than 5 seconds. So I guess we change everything to 10 seconds and then lock it again. Yeah, this is much better, I think. Hello, boys. I don't see any misfires, I don't see any items on the ground, and yeah, we're operational. It's inefficient. Just remember that, please. There are at least 1 million better ways of doing this. And that is another problem. Immersive engineering is not very smart, so it's extracting from the drawer even if the crusher is full. I just wanted to check that. That's perfectly fine, I can just use a pipe. I could have used starbunkles. As you guys probably know, I am a master of inefficiency because I think inefficiencies look fun. You know, the substitute for that would have been just a stonework factory. That's it. It's literally one block. My main problem is that the crusher is incredibly slow. It takes 10 seconds to process something. So I will get 2 sand every 10 seconds. And that means if I want to make one more storage, I am going to need to wait, I don't know, like 3 hours just for the sand. So I think here's what we're going to do. We're going to start making our setup a bit less inefficient. That does not mean it's going to be efficient. I don't want efficiency. I want my crushers. Problem that I have over here is that I want to fit everything within one chunk. Here we do have a bit of space, but here we don't. So let's remove the crushers. Oh, it voids everything in it. Jerk. Anyways, if I have a setup like this, we're doubling our production, so it's 1 sand every 5 seconds. We can also go a bit further and make it 1 sand every 2.5 seconds. If I make this row as well. Let's do that. Yay, it's finally done. And I have also made a slight miscalculation. I think if we have 8 crushers, that means that I'm going to get 1 sand every 1.25 seconds. That's actually not that bad. It's very loud here. This row that you see over here makes us the gravel, and it goes inside the 8 crushers using a few dimensional chests and some piping. The other 4 turrets on this row are giving us cobblestone and gravel. You know, using gravity instead of break and crush. The only problem is that we don't have any source. But I guess now it is time to start fixing that. I don't think this source relay is going to be enough using the berries. We need a new source of source. Why did they call it source? Mana was fine. Also, I just set it up 5 minutes ago, and in the meantime we did manage to get 650 cobblestone. That's not bad. I had nothing. Literally nothing. And I can also reduce the timers, but for the moment I think it's good enough. Oh, and by the way, cobbleworks is off the list. Also plastic. For generating source, there are a few fun mechanics that we can use, but unfortunately, since I want to make some of these machines which could be a bit laggy, we're going to go with something simple. We're going to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. We will go with the Vitalic source link, which will generate some source whenever a creature dies. Or also animal breeding, but that's not very fun. Besides, I do need a mob farm. For our mob farm, what we're going to need is a few villager spawn eggs. Come on, give me a sample. Oops. I picked him up. I guess it doesn't really hurt to have 1 villager at the base, who's not in a cage. You talk a lot. Go in my backpack. As usual, we're just going to convert them into chicken feeds, like so. And hopefully I do have some extra chickens again. Yes. Happy birthday, Doc! Oh, I have already been doing that. And I kept forgetting, now we have 8. Oops. The extra fishy. Hello, Owen. Be fishy. And suffocate. I had to go and find 2 brand new spawners, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to spawn 2 mobs, right? One of them is the Ancient Knight. They do spawn during the day, that's not good. And one of them a villager. You know, when you bring a comparator, you should add that one first. Do you kill villagers, by the way? Oh. Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. So if they can't see me, they kill everyone. That should be a vengeance spirit. From Evilcraft. It's fine. Let's get it over with. Okay, so we have 2 spawners, 1 for villagers, 1 for ancient knights, and we want to have 2 cages, which are going to be 3 by 3. That means we have to decrease the spawn range of the spawners, so we shall have a quartz and some blaze rods. And if I right click, that should reduce the range. Yes, range is 2. That should be fine, I guess. Yeah, they are going to spawn, they're going to be converted into liquid meat and pink slime. Lovely. I do not have access to amazing tanks at this very moment, but what we should be able to do is to make a jumbo tank. That gives us a capacity of 1000 buckets. It's slightly glitched, but yes, we do have pink slime and we have meat. Once we get a bucket of pink slime, I should be able to make an advanced machine frame and we should be able to make a mob crusher for the ancient knights. But one of our main goals is to generate some source, so I have made a vitalic source link. You go on top and let's see if it works. Not really working with villagers. Maybe it doesn't work with the mob slaughter factory. Anywho, I have my pink slime. That means I should be able to upgrade the machine frame into the advanced machine frame. Now we can make a crusher. Perfect. And let us check it on the ancient knights. Okay, so industrial foregoing does not generate any source, which is not good. But I'm getting netherite scrap, so I can't really complain. And I'm getting essence, the two things that I wanted. They do actually drop quite a bit of essence. It's almost half a bucket. Nice. I have been thinking maybe we do a very teeny tiny change. So I'm using mob mashers from mob grinding utilities. And if we add a dragon egg to the spawner, they're not really gonna spawn, are they? Yep, now they are. I'm not wearing armor. We turn it off. Oh, come on. I think the mob mashers have to be one block higher, and then we somehow push them up. We don't really have to push them up. We can just use vector plates and add some sharpness. Much better. And yes, we're getting source. Then the solution is going to be extremely simple. We're going to have two villager chambers on either side, ancient knights in the center, so it's symmetrical. On one side we're going to get essence, the other side pink slime, and in the middle we're going to get netherite scrap as well as some source. However, the Old Mods team has made a few changes to Apotheosis spawners, meaning that we need something very special. Yeah, for ignoring nearby players, it's no longer a nether star, it's a conduit. We have 15 Nautilus shells. That's a shame. So we need one more and we need 2 Heart of the Sea. The Heart of the Sea is actually something incredibly easy to get. The Cataclysm mod adds a very special mob to the oceans and they do drop Heart of the Sea. I used one last episode which I got from them. That's a jungle temple. In the middle of the ocean. Oh yeah, these are the mobs. But I don't think it was that one. Yes, it's that one. The one with the trident. And he didn't drop it. Jerk. Oh, there's another one. Yep, it seems this could take some time. Well, that works. Oh, Heart of the Sea. Come on. We just need one more. Oh, we have it. I kind of forgot about the change of plans, which means that we need 3 spawners. That means I need 3 Hearts of the Sea. What the? I got 22. What? I think my sword is broken. And another one. Well, I guess the only thing to find is some Nautilus shells. There is a beach creeper and he's going to drop Nautilus shells. And we are at the beach, so this should be easy. You're the wrong one. Yes, that guy over there. He didn't drop it. So who else drops it? Oh, Deepling. And Deepling Angler. So you should drop it. Maybe there's a chance. You should drop it too. Maybe not. There are a few chests. Maybe it's here. Smithing template. Well, that's not actually going to be that difficult. Let me try to find it and I'll be right back. Well, there is another dungeon. I'm waiting for the loot. Come on, open. Yes, 5 more. And I guess we're done. We have everything we need. It has been ages and ages later, and yeah, we have our mob farm, finally. I don't really want to fight them. We just run away. Let them despawn. So first off, if I remove this stupid acacia, you might notice that we have 2 chambers for villagers. One of them uses a mob crusher, so we do get essence. And the other one uses a slaughter factory, so we get pink slime and liquid meat. And of course in the center we have the ancient knights, I do have an absorption hopper, and we are filtering the netherite scrap. So far we have 128, and that's good. We are also getting essence, and I have made a few relays. Where are they? Oh, it's here. We're going to ask this relay to take everything from this jar, and then we want him to send it over here. And now everything works. Well, technically speaking, it's much better for you to deposit it into a jar. Yeah, way better. We just need 1 jar. So maybe I just put you on the top. Oops, it fell down. Yeah, I would say this is much better. Another very important bonus is that we're getting fluid XP. So this ridiculous setup that I have over here is kind of redundant. I'm actually happy with this, but we do need to put some looting upgrades inside the mob masher, and I just realized it's incredibly expensive. Well, it's not incredibly expensive, but you do need to have a looting book. We're going to spend time on decorating this area later on because there are a few things that I want to do before we wrap up today's episode. I don't really think we have enough time, so let's hurry up. So first off, we're going to need an external storage from refined storage. We're also going to need one storage controller, so there you go, a network receiver and one card. So one of the things that I really want to do is to try and hook up our hostile neural networks to our refined storage. That means I can have the network receiver here. We link the card. We don't really have an elevator, so we just fly upstairs. And yeah, I can technically use a cable, but it's okay. I think I should be able to have the controller over there, hook it up to the external storage like so, and then, you know, start linking the drawers. And maybe also lock them? Yep. So now if we look at our refined storage, we should have access to everything, yeah. Generalized overworld prediction. That is great. I also have an export bus, and we want to be able to export prediction matrix. And just in case, one stack upgrade and some speed upgrades. So now it should be fully automatic. Yeah, that's actually all I wanted to do over here. We can just cover everything. Yes, I like this one. Neat and clean and a bit functional. And now that we have access to Prismarine thanks to hostile neural networks, I have made myself a book of repair. And let us see if I can repair my charm of ancient knowledge. Whose soul shall we use? Melonhead. Thank you. Hello boys. Everything cool? Probably not. So the gist of it is I have received a lot of requests for new graves, and the thing is, I don't have the essence. Well, I have 3. That's not good. Let's gather some. I have been here for a very long time, and we have 10 essence of the undead. We're just gonna take 9 of them. Well, as usual, it did take me a while, but I think I have done all the graves until last episode. So first off, we have Germalem. I don't know how to read that. But he asked to be buried 6 feet underground. 6 feet is, I think, around 2 meters. So that is his skull. Here is your tombstone, and here is your name. Then we have the Silver Chippy, Yogi James, your boy, Soulfrost, Matt Sam, and yes, I did include the numbers. Don't you worry. Chica Bomb, and Fosuya. There is one more grave with an Eye of the Ender for Mr. I Cubed. Lovely. And I did forget one of the Guardians. Revan the Knight. And we run. Don't you worry, you're not gonna burn. You're not dead yet. Did you pathfind all the way? Was that a thing? Oops, maybe they shouldn't just run around. We put you here and run. It wants to kill the Drigme. Actually, I love the Guardians. Generally, it's amazing to have a mob which kills everything. Also, I do have the wireless crafting grid, and yes, it does work in the same dimension, but not across dimensions. It was a bit expensive. So, Ancient Knight, and one more. I know they can't kill a Warden, but maybe they can kill the Guardian of Gaia. I just want to see how it goes. We fly. Okay, Warden almost instantly kills them. Good to know. Maybe we should take the Warden to fight the Guardian of Gaia. I'm just saying. The only problem is that I'll be in the arena as well, so it's not a very good idea. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.